Welcome to Carol on Creativity. My name is Carol Peters, and I'm in the studio getting ready to go to Antonio Del Buono School. It's their 10th year anniversary. And what I'm going to be doing is working with 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in the GATE program, and we're going to be mixing color. They're doing lessons based on The Wizard of Oz, and I love the song Over the Rainbow. And you know what? The rainbow is color mixing at its best. So what I thought I would do is give you a sneak peek before we left. We're going to be doing designs based on geometric patterns. And I have this painting that was in my living room that actually gave me the idea. The painting is flat color, and we're going to be using tempera paint, which basically goes on flat. And it incorporates the primary colors, the reds, the yellows, and the blues, the secondary colors, the oranges, violets, and greens, and it's in a geometric pattern. And a lot of very, very famous artists use primary colors as a basis for their work. So I thought that was a great way to start. I also wanted the students to do a design that was fun and actually had them discover as they went. So what we're going to be doing is using the primary colors. I actually wore the primary colors today, red, yellow, and blue, to kind of reinforce the idea. But I think I'm going to take the scarf off because I'm painting and I don't want it to get into the paint. So what I had the students do already is do basic shapes. A circle, a triangle, a circle. They could have used squares, whatever they wanted, and overlap the shapes. I had them use 3 basic shapes overlapping. They are going to use the primary colors, like a yellow, a blue, and a red, and then where they overlap, they're going to mix them and make the secondary colors. So your primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. And these colors you have to actually purchase. When you mix the primaries, you get a secondary color, and that would be yellow and blue make green, yellow and red make orange, and red and blue make violet. And that forms the circle all the way around. We'll be doing that. Also, we'll be asking the students to use complementary colors, which is a primary color and a secondary color straight across on the color wheel. So when we get to Antonio, we'll be doing that as well. So I had the students draw this. They used a permanent marker to outline the shapes. A permanent marker is really important because if you don't use a permanent marker, then it'll bleed out, and when the color hits it, it'll flow all over, and it won't look very, very good. So I poured out the colors, the yellow, the red, and the blue, and we're using tempera paint. Now, tempera paint is a different type of paint than we've been using before in the other shows. It's water-based, it's great for children because it washes out of clothes, and you really don't need a whole lot of water, okay? You use this straight, and you mix it thoroughly. You don't double load a brush. So when you start to paint, use a very soft brush. That's important. So I'm going to start with the yellow, and I'm going to pick it up. And this is using the yellow at its highest intensity. Intensity means the saturation of color. I'm picking up a lot of it. Notice on this, we need a lot of paint, and I'm just kind of smoothing it down. I'm not scrubbing it. I'm just kind of going with the outside line and letting it just fill this area in. What's going to happen is you're going to get a nice bright color. Yellow is the brightest color there is, and it can be seen for 2 miles. And then orange is your next brightest color. So a lot of times you'll see guys on the highway and they'll have on orange vests. There's a reason for that. If they had on gray vests, they'd blend in with a highway and they might get hit. And they want people to see them, so they put in a real super bright color, the orange, and that helps people see. So paint right up to the line, and you can do this at home. I encourage you to do it at home because it's a lot of fun, and it also gives you a great little geometric design when you're finished that you can hang up and enjoy. So there you have the yellow. Now, this is a real tip. I'm going to use the primaries on the large areas. If I pick up this blue and paint this in straight blue, The intensity is the same. The intensity is a saturation of color. Okay, so the intensity is a saturation of color. And if it's all the same intensity right out of the bottle, it's all going to surface at the same time, and you are going to have a design that's not really pleasing to the eye. So we're going to change the value. Now check this out. These are value charts. So when you go to the store, this is blue, blue, all different values of blue from light to dark. So we're just going to alter the color a little bit, and that will make it look a lot more pleasing to the eye. In the Moulet painting, the same thing is happening. So I'm going to take this blue, and I'm going to add some white to it. And as you're going to see at Antonio Del Buono, we have the students actually using a little bit of white and black to alter the color, and that is why. So I put in some white, and I am going to stir this up completely. Now you stir it and stir it and stir it so it's completely mixed up. And then usually what I do is use another brush because this is kind of fat, you know, but I'm just going to take it on down. You want to just use the tip normally, but for the sake of TV, I'm just going to put it in. So you can see this is an altered color, but it still appears pretty, you know, pretty bright. It's not going to change the, you know, that. It's just going to make it look better. You don't want to ever use more than one color at full intensity. That's just a trick. You also, I'm having them use 3 shapes because odd numbers are much more pleasing to the eye than even numbers. So say you had birds flying in the air. You would use 3, 5, 7, 9. And for some reason, that's more aesthetically pleasing to the viewer than if you use even numbers like 2, 4, 6. There you have your blue, and I altered it with white. I changed the value. Now we have the red. Do I use this straight? No, because then it would fight with the yellow, because that's straight out of the bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change this one, and I use white to change the blue. So now I'm going to use black. Black, you don't need very much. Just a little tiny bit of black will change this and darken it. So just kind of drop it in. It takes a lot of white to lift the color up, but look at that. Very little black to darken that down. And you can get some beautiful, rich colors. But just be careful with the black because it does make things dark right away. So here's my red square. Actually, if I wanted this a little lighter, I could add more red, which I think I will because it looks a little too dark. And I only put a couple drops. You can see this is very watery paint. It's not like acrylic, which is very, very thick, and we have to actually pound the bottles. And I'm stirring it completely up. And it's still, look at that black really didn't change much. I put a whole bunch of red in, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So be careful with your black. Just use a little tiny bit. These are primary colors again. The colors that come first. And if you buy these, buy them clean. Buy really clean, you know, like pure blue, pure yellow, and pure red. And then you can actually mix them and they'll make really good secondary colors. If they're kind of like off colors, they won't mix up as clean. And I just kind of go straight, you know, try to follow your outside line and just, I'm barely just kind of touching the top just to make it really nice and flat. So you have a nice flat design. See how nice and rich that looks? This is a little darker, a little lighter, and that's full intensity. That's straight out of the bottle. All right, now what's going to happen is we're going to make the yellow and the blue. Where they cross, what happens? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out. So we're going to take a little bit of the yellow, and we don't need much for that area, and a little bit of the blue. Now, the same thing, like the black was a lot darker. In this case, the blue is a lot darker than the yellow. So we're not going to use very much blue. We're going to just drop it in, because if we put too much, it's going to overpower that yellow. Okay? These are primary colors. Primary makes secondary. Primary means 1, secondary is 2. I'm just going to wet this because the brush is kind of stiff. So I'm going to take out my yellow first. Drop a little bit of the blue in. That's all it took to make that green. pretty crazy. If I want it darker, a little bit more, I'll make it a little darker. But if you put too much, it's not going to work. So that's kind of a nice green. I like that a lot. So where the blue and the yellow overlap is green. That's your secondary color. And it's really fun because you get some beautiful, beautiful colors. And the reason I wanted to do this with the students is because they discover it themselves. It's not like it's a set thing where they're just filling in the blanks and it's already been figured out. They have to figure out their shapes. They have to figure out where the colors overlap, and they have to figure out how much paint to put down and mix. And there you go. All right, so now where the blue and the red mix, and I'm going to use straight red on this one, not the altered color. So we take the red, because the red is the lightest of these two, okay, and just drop the blue in, just a little bit. Now, this is not going to turn like the purple that you're used to seeing, because these colors aren't really pure. So sometimes you'll buy a color that's really a pure color, and you'll get a really strong violet. But this is pretty good. You know, that looks good. It's more like it has more. It's more of a red violet, I guess you say. But it's still pretty. I'll put maybe a little bit more blue in it. So you get the violet. That's a secondary color. So we're doing the secondary colors from the primary colors. And after this dries completely, you can go back over it and redo the marker line, and it'll look really nice. This is an example behind me of using the primary colors and getting the secondary colors. And I also painted in the background, which looks really good. And we can do that as well on this, you know, later when we have time. But it looks really great. And they're really nice. You can hang them up in your house or wherever. You can do a large one like this, you know, and hang it up, and it'll look like a piece of modern art. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the red where it crosses here, the yellow and the red cross. We're going to see what happens in here. So, get the red. And we've already got some pretty clean yellow. So, I take the yellow first because that's the lightest color. I'm going to pour a little more out. Actually, I have some here. Take a little of that. Now, I don't need very much red because red is a lot darker and it'll, you know, just contaminate it fast. So I can get my orange pretty fast, just like with a drop. Now, the thing when I used to teach, the students used to put half and half, you know, the same amount, and they have to use tons of paint to get the color they wanted. If you just know the lighter color, you use a lot more. The darker color, you hardly use any. So there you go. Nice orange. Paint that in. And I think the students will have a lot of fun with this. Whoops. And I'm just taking a real soft brush and I just kind of push it down and just let it glide along the edge. And it just works really well because if you do that, it just kind of goes up to the line. And if you leave your line out, it helps a lot too, because then you can go back over it easier. If you paint over your line and then drag your marker over it, your marker is going to get clogged up. This little guy right in here is a mixture of the green, yellow, purple. Hello. So here we go. So here's the green, here's the yellow, and here's the purple. So what's going to happen is you're going to get some kind of a neutral. And we'll just fill that in like that. Okay, so there you are. You're finished, and it looks very good. You did it very quickly, and I think that's a great, just a great way to go, mixing color. I'm also, besides having the students do primary colors, I'm also going to have them do complementary colors, which are straight across on the color wheel. So some of the students at Antonio will be using yellow and violet. Some of the students will be using the orange and the blue, and some of the students will be using the green and the red. The reason I'm having them do that is because when you mix a complementary colors together, a primary and a secondary, they're going to get brown or gray. And they're going to say, oh my gosh, what happened? So this is a combination. These are complementary colors, and they're also very, very strong colors to use in any design. You have the orange and the blue, complementary colors, straight across on the color wheel, the complementary colors of yellow and violet, and the complementary colors of red and green. So I think we're finished today here, and I'm excited to go to Antonio and see what the kids are doing. And at the end of the whole thing, at the end of the year, I think they're going to have a great big theme-based Wizard of Oz production. So we're just contributing a little bit of that. And thank you for joining me in the studio. I've got to pack this up now and take off. Today we're on location at Antonio Del Buono School with the GATE students, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in Miss Libby Lai's class. And thank you all for being so patient and being here. And Libby, come on in. Today we're going to be mixing color and learning about how colors change. And we're so lucky to have Libby. Libby was Woman of the Year, and she's also in charge of the GATE program after school. So tell us a little bit about that, Libby.
Well, this year we're very happy to have 16 bright young students here that we're going to be working with for about 8 weeks. And we're going to be doing a lot around the Wizard of Oz because the school is going to be producing the Wizard of Oz later on. So we're starting out with color, and color was very important in the Wizard of Oz. So well, let's get started.
Okay, absolutely, the rainbow, and that's what it's all about. So we're going to just do some real basic color mixing, and we're going to start with primary colors, mix those together and get secondary colors, and then use complementary colors in a fun way so that it'll be easy for you to understand and you'll all get to work and have a great time. Okay, this is the basic color wheel, and that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to take the primary colors, which are yellow, blue, and red, mix those together and get secondary colors. So the color wheel is actually this way, but I had written that so if you were shooting me from the camera. But the color wheel is like this. So here you go. We just made that quick, quick, quick. So what you are going to be doing is you're going to use just 2 colors that are opposite on the color wheel. So you're either going to be using the yellow and the purple, the orange and the blue, or the red and the green. So some of you have just red and green, some of you just have purple and violet, some of you have orange and blue, and you'll be mixing those together. Some of you have the primary colors, and you'll be using all 3 of those. So in that way, when they overlap, you'll be getting other colors, and you'll see what happens. So this is really exciting. Also, I gave you some white and black. Black and white will change the value of a color, and the value is the lightness and darkness. So let's see what happens here. So we've got the red, right? We've got the red. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add white to it. And it takes a lot of white to lift this up, okay? So if I do this, can you guys see this? It's pink. Isn't that nice? So you'll be able to do that. If you have red and you want to add some white to it, you can. If you want to use a pink, you'll have that option. Now, if you want to do something dark, like a dark red, have you ever seen a beautiful car and it's a real dark, dark red? So pretty. Black, it doesn't take a whole lot of black. You mix the black in it and it gets really, really dark. See how dark it gets? So you can do that with a green, you can do that with a purple, you can do that with any of your colors. Just add white and black. And then that'll give it a lightness and a darkness. And that's called changing the value. And I've got these big cans here, so you can just swish around, and there should be some, little cloths on your chairs. You can just, wipe off your brush. So what happens when you take this color wheel and you're using opposites or complementary? Whenever you mix an opposite together, it's going to give you a dark color, a brown or a black. So if you mix them together and you go, ooh, what happened? It's because it's supposed to happen that way. So if you don't have a brown, you're saying, how do I make a brown? I just have these colors. Straight across will give you a brown or a gray. So that's really good to know. And that's what we're doing. I had you each draw 3 different shapes, and you'll paint one, say, with a yellow, and one with a blue, and then where they overlap, that will be green. So you can just take the yellow and the blue and mix it together, and you'll get your green in there. So this is what you're going to be doing. Some of you have red and green, and this is where they overlap and get other, other colors. Some of you have blue and orange, which are opposite on the color wheel. They're complementary colors. Your design will look like this. And some of you have violet and yellow. Purple and yellow will give you, lots of different changes as you add the dark and as you add the white. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to be exploring color, having fun with it, and just, enjoying yourself. Wizard of Oz and the rainbow, all the rainbow colors meshing together form the secondary colors. And you get, when you look at a rainbow, you'll see they're all lined up with like the reds and the oranges and yellows, all in progression. So next time you look at a rainbow, check it out because it's actually a color wheel in the sky.
Once in a lullaby, somewhere trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney.
My name is Skylar Joe, and I named my painting Primary Colors.
Hi, my name is Miguel Garcia, and this is my cannonball.
Hi, my name is Isaac, and this is my painting, and it's named Candy Wrapper.
Hi, I'm Caleb, and this is my painting Swirls.
Hi, my name is Amy, and my painting's name is Color Explosion.
My name is Valeria, and my painting is called Black Caramel.
Hi, my name is Kelsey, and my painting's name is Color Play.
My name is Alex, and this is my color wheel of shapes.
My name is Jared, and this is my mixed colors.
Hi, my name is Gabriel, and this is my color wheel.
Hi, my name is Sophia, and this is my pink, green, and red.
Hi, my name is Amaka, and this is my not yet finished getting started.
Hello, my name is Paola, and this is my Christmas colors.
Hello, my name is Vanessa, and this is my picture, Watery Sunset.
My name is Angel, and this is my painting Mix.
My name is Sloan, and this is my painting Color Shapes.
You were awesome, and I'm going to give you a hand because you were amazing. Miss Libby Lai for being here and for suggesting that we do this, which is a great opportunity. The Gavlin crew, Marilyn Abad Cardinelli, Joe Cardinelli, everyone behind the cameras, Sean, Anawak, Barbara, Teresa, Joseph, and, did I forget anybody? Pablo. Also, the people that help us set up, they were wonderful. Kai Lai, my husband, actually helped me. Thank you so much. And the staff was great too. So thank you so much for coming into Antonio Del Buono and having a great time with color. It's Carol on Creativity. Try this at home with your kids. They'll have a blast. You can take them outside in the sunny weather and hose everything down when they're done. So everybody, what are we supposed to say at the end? Ciao for now.